Hello, everyone. This is your rolling preacher, Reverend Daniel Round Senior, and I know it's been a while since I've recorded uh on my YouTube channel, but I've been wanting to discuss something that I, it's hit the YouTube streets. If I can put it that way. I want to discuss the scandal about daystar and the the person that I feel is caught in the middle of this whole thing. Um, Before I offer my opinion about who I think is caught in the middle, not only yes, that includes the child who was SA'd, allegedly SA'd, um, um, but someone that's caught in the middle of this whole mess, and I'm gonna explain why I think this person is caught in the whole middle of this whole situation. But if you're not familiar with the story, I'm going to share my screen and let my computer read to us and read to you guys uh, uh, the story from CBN News Christian Broadcasting Network. And people say, oh, why you, Reverend, Reverend Daniel, why are you using a screen reader? Well, uh, well, some of you might know that I'm working on my doctorate of ministry in seminary, and when I get tired of, reading, I read from a computer. All my books that I'm working on uh, paper. I'm working on my two papers right now, and when I get tired of my eyes, I just let the computer read to me, and that's why I use a screen reader. But before I get into our content today, let me remind you, the Rolling Preacher YouTube channel is brought to you by Will to Win Ministries. We say here at Will to Win Ministries, we're realizing God's purpose through total dependence on God. And if if you like this if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into the content of what I'm going to share. Um, Again, this is an article from CBN News Christian Broadcasting Network. Um, and they give you the whole rundown of what's happening at daystar so far. So give me a moment and I'll share my screen. Okay. Uh, here's what here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna I'm gonna let the screen reader read it, but as it's reading, I'm going to stop and add my commentary to it. Um, and if you want to check out this this article um alone, do your own, have your own opinion. I'll link the website at the end of this video when I when I when I'm done when I finally post it. So so let's get started. And again, I'm going to stop it the article from reading from time to time to add my own uh, commentary, my own thoughts. Here we go.
Daystar's Joni Lamb, screenshot, Daystar/YouTube. Shocking Daystar TV claims shake Christian media, here's what we know. Over the past week, Daystar Television Network, the Christian TV empire founded in 1997 by the late Marcus Lamb, made headlines over a shocking controversy involving the family-run organization. Lamb's son, Jonathan, and his wife, Susie, allege their young daughter was molested by a family member and that the horrific ordeal was improperly handled. Those stunning allegations come amid a dispute over leadership changes within Daystar. Marcus Lamb died in 2021 due to complications with COVID-19, leaving his wife, Joni, to serve as president of Daystar. Jonathan had served as a vice president but was demoted in April after purportedly declining to sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Audio provided to investigative reporter Julie Roys features Jonathan and a representative from Daystar speaking about a document Jonathan had declined to sign and an ultimatum. This audio, which doesn't provide context on the document he's being asked to inscribe, is reportedly from last November. If you do not do that, then you are removing yourself from the board and removing yourself from your vice president position, and you are then, still an employee, the representative warned. That's where we are. The drama surrounding Jonathan's relationship with Daystar is unclear, though the situation reportedly intensified after this exchange, as he was terminated by the network earlier this month over what the organization allegedly called deficiencies in his judgment and performance.
Okay. All right. As you can hear, um, there seems to be some allegations that um resurface from something that happened on the family trip, and a family member has um, allegedly touched Susie and Jonathan's daughter, and they, you know, Susie and Jonathan went to people that they thought they can trust, their mom and dad, uh, Joni and Marcus Lamb. And Marcus and Joni allegedly decides, hey, we're gonna keep this in the house. Don't no don't say anything. Don't do anything. We have to protect the family and protect the network. Okay, this is what I want to speak on. This is really what really bothers me about this story. If a family member of anybody touch another family member. I don't care what I have, a ministry, an empire. There, there. Forget the forget the business, forget the ministry. I'm 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 going for the innocence of my granddaughter. I'm going for the innocence of my family member. So by daystar, I'll say daystar. Marcus and Joni wanted to keep it between the family. That that's just that's just wrong. Because you're trying to protect protect a network and um your empire over your family. This is what I find uh most troubling. Uh, because it says in the Bible, we should stand up for those who can't stand up for themselves. So, um, that this this part really disturbs me, and that's why I'm very troubled by this. Saying protect the network, you know, oh, uh, that was the main goal in the first place. Who does that when somebody is being inappropriately touched? A child that's been inappropriately touched by an adult. Let, let me let it continue.
Is complicated by the fact that Jonathan's sisters and brothers-in-law are also on staff at Daystar, possibly adding multiple intricacies to an already difficult scenario. Plus, Jonathan alleges he was always intended to be his father's successor, but that plans changed once he and Susie made the allegations reported by Royce. Just days after a family dispute over
Okay, let me comment on it. Okay, you heard that, right? So Jonathan is uh, alleging, and I, I allegedly, um, I think it's true. Uh, since he outed the allegations, the, the that was the motivation behind his uh firing or termination, which was wrong, because all he tried to do was protect his daughter, honor his wife, um, and do what's best for his family. He went to the he went to his mom and dad, thinking that my mom loves me, so they're gonna believe me, believe their granddaughter over over this person. They call him they call, they call the person Pete. So I'll call him Pete too. They believe Pete over their own son, granddaughter. Are you kidding me? Let, let me let me let it continue.
these claims, Jonathan said his father sent an email to the family announcing a different succession plan and noting that his wife, Joni, would take over Daystar if he died. Jonathan told Royce he believed that decision was a punishment for the abuse claims he made surrounding his daughter.
It was,
Marcus
I
passed
believe.
away just 3 months after that email was sent, and Joni subsequently took over. Understanding the allegations. Jonathan and Susie Lamb released a video last month explaining why they've gone public with their claims, the details of which we'll explore in depth. The two said they felt God calling them to speak out and deemed they had no other option. They also previewed that they had shared their story with other reporters, including Royce. "We never dreamed this would be our lives," Susie said in the video, with the two noting they are in an undisclosed location over safety fears. "We begged God for months and months that he would take it any other route, but we have to obey in the end." Roy's report, released after that video, sheds light on the allegations and the heart of the complicated matter. In Roy's article, Jonathan and Susie are quoted saying their young daughter revealed a few years ago that she had been molested. At the time, the child didn't identify the man outside of a few characteristics. Over time, the couple began to suspect an unidentified family member who Royce only referred to as Pete. Several factors added to these suspicions, including a story Pete allegedly told in which the child walked in on him when he was naked in the bathroom. After revealing the molestation, the little girl also allegedly became scared to go to Daystar, where Pete worked, according to Royce. The child.
Okay, that's the backdrop behind the allegations. Wow. The story, uh, children, I'll say it like this. Children have a, I know this because I work with children. And of course, I have a 16-year-old son and an 11-year-old niece. And from my experience, um, working, working with children in the past, um, they have a, they have a hard time expressing what what happened to them. You know, it's been said if a person, if a child's been uh, molested, um, they they don't know how to verbalize that, and they fear of fear of intelligence against possibly them or possibly the mom and dad because they love their mom and their dad. They love their dad. So, and when somebody is traumatized like that, you have a fear. You know, every time you see that person, every time, every time they, sorry, let me do this. Um, every time they walk in a room, um, the fear comes over you, and so her the child's natural reaction is quite normal for somebody that's been uh, touched. want to say something else, but I'll, I'll, uh, I'll let it read this part, and then, I'm gonna add something else to it as well.
At one point, even hid when he entered the room. Other family members also allegedly warned the couple about Pete, who they said would also go to Jonathan and Susie's home to play when only the nanny was there. The unnamed nanny reportedly found this creepy, according to Roy's report. The situation came to a crescendo during the disturbing event that reportedly unfolded August 3, 2021, at a beach house Daystar rented for its annual executive retreat. This happened about 8 months after the initial claims of molestation came to light. According to the couple, Pete followed their 5-year-old daughter upstairs while she was changing to go swimming. Susie said the man's eyes went black as though he was in what she described as zombie mode. Jonathan said he quickly took action and ran to the room. To my horror, when I got up there, my daughter was completely naked, and he was in the room, Jonathan told Royce. And I was just immediately like, what are you doing? Screaming at the top of my lungs. And he is like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. He apologized like 50 times, like I caught somebody red-handed. Following Jonathan's dismissal from Daystar, he and Susie told Royce that Joni and Marcus, the latter of which is no longer alive to respond to these accusations, attempted to protect Pete and the network's image rather than the child who has been purportedly harmed. The elder
Okay. Well, let it continue. See, that's what I find disturbing about this thing. Instead of protecting the family member, believing Jonathan and Susie and their granddaughter, they want to protect the network. They want to protect um the empire. Um, let me let me say something. I have a niece that right now, due to some unfortunate circumstances, is living with me, and, and she's very affectionate. Um, because and the reason why she's that way, because of things have been done to her, and she she like she likes to hug me, but she has a autism, and she re- she requires the family members to hug her because she 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 like give my hug. Well, anybody that knows me knows that I'm not a natural hugger, and I'm I'm that way because not that's not how I'm wired. I'm not gonna uh, if I first meet you, or I'm not gonna reach out and hug somebody. I'm uh, uh, matter of fact, I have a dear friend, and she's like one of my best friends. We don't even hug, and she she's a huggy person. I'm not, and every time she does, um, she doesn't do that now because she's not. She knows my boundary. Um, but um, she knows my boundary in the fact that I'm not a hugger. Well, my niece is a hugger, and actually, I have to tell her to stop hugging me because I don't want anyone to think that, you know, anything, is wrong. So I've been, from the time that she's been living with me, I've been trying to show her different ways to show affection. I tried out a hand, um, a hand gesture, or a hand, let's do, ah, let's do, high five or something like that. So, so that she won't feel like I'm rejecting her. But at the same time, I feel comfortable being around her because of how affectionate she is. Um, yes, I'm, and I've been alone with RV, wait, with 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 my niece, and whenever we're alone, I'm in one room. Um, she's in the other, so it's not that I'm trying. I'm doing something to her. I have no desire to do anything with her. Matter of fact, I have to tell her, when she goes to the restroom, close the door. Uncle don't want to see, nakedness. I'm trying to give her the respect to respect your body, because Uncle is gonna respect your body. So, um, and that's how you do children. You know, um, you know, especially a female child. You want to you want to protect all children, but especially children. I don't let my niece go out go out, you know, dress a certain way, you know. So as adults, all I'm saying, all adults, as adults, our first job when you see a child, children, is to protect them. So that's why I'm disturbed by this story because they the people that want to protect the network, what about your family? What about um the people that you say you love, your son, your daughter-in-law, uh, your, your own grandchild? That's that's a part of you, you know, and come from come from your son. So you you worry about protecting your network? Really? You think God cares about daystar? I have my own opinion about daystar. Uh, Matter of fact, I'll just tell you this. I won't go into the deep ends of daystar. Why I don't watch them. Well, I will just tell you, daystar, they don't have good Bible teachers there. Their theology is all over the place. So it's it's daystar. I do not recommend daystar. But I'll save that for another video. Um, um, but again, um, you want to protect a network or a business over your own grandchild? Are you kidding me? this is what disturbs me. So I'm sorry for the longer explanation, but let's continue.
Lam's alleged response of the abuse, asked to meet with her about the abuse. They said it was suddenly silent about it. Meanwhile, keeping this information from the family. The child not discussing details with the Colleyville Police Department allegedly found by Jonathan Marcus and Joni would get involved. But
You see, Jonathan, all he wanted, Jonathan and Susie wanted for them, the people they loved and trusted, Marcus and Joni. Sorry about the camera issues. Um, all I like to talk with my hands and the camera doesn't like my hands with my back with the logo in the background on there. Um, all they wanted was protecting, you know, the grandchild. All they wanted was the grandparents to do something. That's all I wanted. You know, I will hope if my son is is 16, but if he gets older, as he gets older, I'll be, you know, comes to me and said, Dad, I got a problem. Can you help me with it? Like, sure, son. What is it? Let's talk about it. I wouldn't say, well, I gotta protect my reputation as a preacher, as a minister. I gotta. What? Are you kidding me? The Bible says your first your first ministry is your family. So yes, I enjoy preaching. Yes, I I enjoy ministering God's word as he as he has allowed me to. But ministry over my family, I don't think God's pleased with that. God's not pleased with that. So uh let's continue.
according to Jonathan and Susie, the elder Lambs felt Pete was innocent. A discussion about the incident is said to have descended into shouting and accusations aimed at the child. Additional details are in Roy's report, but one final claim worth noting: Jonathan and Susie allege Joni said God told her while praying that Pete was innocent, with Marcus purportedly joyfully clapping over the revelation. The family allegedly ended up visiting with a counselor at the behest of Marcus and Joni to assess the molestation claims, though Jonathan and Susie said Marcus eventually concluded Pete was innocent. Jonathan and one of his brothers-in-law were purportedly brought into Marcus' office and told the allegations were found to be untrue. According to Royce, Marcus threatened that they'd need to find another job if they continued believing Pete was guilty of the abuse. Royce reported that Jonathan felt he had no choice but to listen. Daystar and Joni Lamb.
See, uh J- Joni and Marcus, they didn't they didn't care what happened, what allegedly happened. They just wanted to protect the name. If it's something that happened, if something that happened, why would you to your grandchild? Why would you protect the a, a person that does bad stuff. I'm trying to I'm I'm trying to watch my words for the sake of the video. Um, this you worry about the network instead of your own grandchild. That's that's disturbing. And yes, you and they say they did a allegedly did a internal investigation. The only reason why they wanted to do an internal investigation because they didn't want to get it out to the public. They didn't want to get out to the public of what was going on. Y- You know, and more luckily than not, that somebody scared that little girl. Somebody scared that little girl. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Jonathan and Susie, I know you don't know me, but if you ever watch this video, I'm praying for you guys. I really am praying for you guys. This this is disturbing. Let's continue.
Respond. Daystar reportedly issued a statement to Roy's noting the matter had been settled and that an internal investigation unfolded when the issue was first raised at the 2021 retreat. It concluded with no wrongdoing found nor evidence provided that corroborated the allegation, according to the statement. It is unfortunate that these private family matters have just now resurfaced as these allegations were proven false, and the matter was resolved more than 3 years ago, after which family functions including holiday gatherings, continued for several more years, the statement read. Joni also put out a video responding to the allegations by stating it is a smear campaign motivated by the decision not to make Jonathan president of Daystar. She added that the judgment to terminate her son was made after a 15-month review of his work as well as a refusal to improve his performance. Rather than take any steps to improve his performance at Daystar, it seems clear now that Jonathan was focused on fabricating a smear campaign, Joni said. You see, Jonathan was extremely disappointed that he was not named future president of Daystar following the death of his father and my husband, Marcus, despite the fact that Marcus had clearly given a directive to the family and to the board that I would succeed him as president. She continued, his disappointment in not getting his way only deepened when I married Doug Weiss, who has been such a blessing to me, the rest of my family, and Daystar. Joni also accused Jonathan in a written statement of escalating the situation to attempted blackmail to try and make himself president of the network. She said she had no choice but to speak out and denied any wrongdoing. I want to assure you that all the allegations that are circulating against myself, my late husband, and other members of my family are completely false, and we have already begun to take legal steps to defend ourselves and will address the accusations in a God-honoring way, Joni said. We stand firm in our faith, knowing that God is with us, and his purpose for Daystar is far greater than any challenge we face. Attorney for accused speaks.
Uh, uh, this is disturbing. Uh, Jody says the reason why Jonathan and Susie is attacking uh, Daystar is because he wanted to be president. Ladies and gentlemen, no job, no ministry should be that important over your own family. That's crazy. Let me say that again. No job, no ministry should be that important over your own family. Let's continue.
Daniel, an attorney representing Pete, has also spoken out, penning a letter to Royce calling the allegations against his client baseless. Pete unequivocally denies the statements made by Jonathan and Susie Lamb alleging that he engaged in some form of improper contact with any child, he wrote. Such statements are slanderous. Anyone who knows Pete knows that these statements are false, insulting, and demeaning. Daniel also cast doubt on whether Jonathan and Susie believe the allegations, claiming the couple still traveled with Pete and his family, and echoing some of the claims seen in Joni's video. Jonathan responded to this claim by noting he and Susie had a strict boundary that didn't allow Pete or his wife to be alone with their daughter, and he had not been welcome to the home since the 2021 retreat. It's unclear what will happen next, though it seems both sides are doubling down on their positions. Please sign up for FaithWire's daily newsletter and download.
Okay, and I'll link all this information at the, doing the posting of this video. Um, this is so troubling. That again, you would believe that a person did nothing wrong because you want to protect the person and your network of your own son, daughter-in-law, and your grandchild. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just say this and I'll tell you the person that I think is caught in the middle. But let me say this. I don't have grandchildren yet. And if I'm still alive by the time my son gets married and, and has children, and he says, Dad, or my grandsons, or my granddaughter says, Papa, somebody touched me. Are you? There shouldn't be any doubt on what a rational person would do, even if the claims are found out not to be true. At least we're gonna do some real thorough investigation. But no, they want to protect the network. They want to protect the name. They want to protect the family. But you're harming the family at the same time. There's there's another video out there that the family is so divided. They even, they can't come together for the grandchildren's birthday. That's hard. That's hard. Well, the person that I believe that's caught up in the middle of this. Well, let me say this. First of all, it's a granddaughter. Like I said, because she's not spent she's not spending time with her grandmother, not really uh, giving that love that the grandma shows to her grandchildren. Something that you guys need to know about me. For a big part of my child, for a big part of my childhood, I was raised by my grandma. And I have fond memories of my childhood because of my grandma. So not only the grandchildren are caught in the middle, but the person that I feel like is caught in the middle is Jonathan. Here's why. Like I say, not knowing the young man, like I say, I don't watch Daystar because I don't agree with the people they have on there. But not knowing Jonathan and Susie, the person that's caught in the middle is Jonathan. And you must say, why do I believe that? Because if you watch the the Royce report video or listen to it, Jonathan is conflicted. He, I really believe this. Jonathan loves his mother, and he loves his wife. and he left his daughter. But his mother, this is my opinion, and I know Johnny, they saw her, might send me a letter like they've been sending a lot of YouTube people, YouTube content creators. I think Johnny, I think the marriage between her new husband, sure, they're not in agreement with that. That's clear on the tape. But I think really what Jonathan wants to do, any boy wants to do, my son do, my son does it to his mom. They wants to protect their mom. Uh, I don't know all the dynamics of what's going on in you know, the family. Do Jonathan wants to take over the network? That's why Joni says it's a smear campaign. Which I don't believe that because why would I use my own daughter if I was him? Why would I use my own daughter for a position? Think about that. Think about that logically. Okay. Okay. I was just thinking about this logically. Okay. So Joni is the president. Daystar. That's what. No, that's what Marcus wanted. Marcus Lamb wanted. And yes, I do think it was kind of retaliation because uh, they refused to submit to uh, his authority, whatever that's about. I'm not gonna get into that. Um, but think about it. And, you know, Joe needs a president now. Who will be the most logical person to be the president when she passes on and be Jonathan? So to me, he would have no need to try to be the president now because more than likely he was going to be the president later. Why would he use it? The thing is, why would he use his own daughter? Oh, just because I'm not president, I'm going to use my own daughter. That doesn't even make sense. You know, Howie. how selfish and evil he has to be to use his own daughter as a prompt to further his career. That's crazy. I I I, I really do pray for this family. I pray that everyone uh, that there can be healing in this whole process. Now, what do I think about daystar as a company? That's another video, but if I'll just tell you, it's I can't even tell you the last time I watched daystar TV. But they're worth over $1 billion, so they won't miss me, and I won't miss them. So, man, if you're watching daystar, I encourage you, whoever you like, that's a good, solid Bible teacher. You know you can watch them on YouTube. Watch them online. You don't have to use daystar. And I know people might not like that, but everybody knows it's true. The pictures I like, I don't watch them on TV. I watch them online from their own website, not through daystar. Daystar is not theologically sound. All right, so that's my opinion about the daystar scandal. And again, I'm not knowing um, Jonathan and Susie real well, but Jonathan and Susie, I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your daughter. Yeah, Jonathan, keep doing what a husband should do. Take care of his household. Take care of his family. Love your wife like Christ loved the church, and he gave himself for it. Thank you, my friend. Well, as always, I'm Reverend Daniel W. Brown Sr., your rolling preacher, and I'll leave you in the words, um, the great Apostle Paul, Romans 8:28, 8:29. For we know all things work together for the good that love the Lord and that of the call according to his purpose, we predestined to be conformed to the image of Jesus Christ. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May you continue to grow in the grace and knowledge of my Lord Jesus Christ. Take care. God bless you. Bye bye.